welcome to the channel, viewers. Let's look at the other side of the spectrum where it's that far out of proportion. It's almost crazy. Listen to this, guys, and tell me, any of you guys out there, if this is for real. Come on. This is where a lot of the advice and everything's happening now. I don't believe it. I really don't believe it. I just don't. I think it's so far to the other extreme. It's you would actually have to be a king, like King David or somebody that just goes her. This isn't real, man.
Kings don't chase women. They don't need to. They're kings. People, opportunities, women in this case, come to him. He is royalty. And what makes a man royal is not through his bloodline. It's through the belief he holds about himself that makes his value turn to gold.
Now, guys, let's get this in its perspective. Honestly, I bought my first Harley Davidson when I was 18 years old. I bought a Softail when they brought the Evolution engines out, and I was riding that thing around. I thought I was king. I thought I was the king. I was ahead of all my friends. I'm on a brand new Harley Davidson. I just bought a house. Come on. I had a girlfriend and that, but women don't come running out of the woodwork after you. If a woman likes you, she'll come up to you. But your perspective of yourself really is reflected by how healthy you are. Are you looking after yourself physically, mentally, spiritually, intellectually, emotionally? I would like to see the type of men that this woman chooses, because you can have everything and be everything, and she might not come near you. It comes down to attraction, guys.
The terms of how he acts, his behaviors, his belief systems, his definitions of how life is almost hypnotizing being around that man.
Now, I've seen good guys, I've seen great guys, lots of money, head screwed on, good living, all the rest of it. And women with the drug addict, the hot-looking woman with the drug addict living in the park. Look at Steve Adler, the drummer out of Guns N' Roses. Don't tell me he wasn't a king. Drummer of Guns N' Roses, he had it all. But look what he did and how he ended up. He come out the other side of it. Terrible, terrible story of from glory to the gutter.
Puff, puff, pass, pass, roll, roll, roll the joint, twisted at the end, sparking up and get up and pass the tube.
And this woman's with him.
Big homie, puff, puff, pass, pass.
So you're no good, and he's going into rehab there. It comes down to attraction, guys, at the end of the day. Women will stay with whoever they're attracted to. So you got to be careful of this stuff, guys, because you can be running around in pride. Pride leads to destruction. It leads to a fall. Yeah, confidence is a great thing, but it's got to be realistic. Otherwise, it's narcissistic. It's just trying to manipulate and influence people. It won't hold.
It's through the belief he holds about himself that makes his value turn to gold. In the terms of how he acts, his behaviors, his belief systems, his definitions of how life is almost hypnotizing being around that man. That people want more and more and more of him. There's no chasing involved. The more you chase, things run. And it's not coming from a place that you don't care. It's coming from a place that you know your worth. You know your time is valuable. You know that people who are meant to be in your life are gonna want to stick around and not run the opposite direction. Why would you chase something that is running away from you? Let that
insecurity, determination. Somebody might want that woman. If she's running away, let her go. But sometimes you've got to go in with the chase. I find most women, if they're attracted to you, they instantly respond and link.
That sink in, because when we can use our logic, it makes life a lot easier. Our thoughts tend to overcomplicate things that are really simple if we allow them to be. And maybe right now you're in a position of, you have women you're entertaining, but none of them are really leading anywhere. You either get ghosted, breaks of...
That could be, for one element, covert female narcissism, where the woman will use you for supply. She's coming for supply, she likes your masculinity. She leaves you with some femininity, but she is not going to build anything in a relationship dimension with you, and that wastes time.
Silence. There's no actual care that's beneath your words or hers. So why waste your time there? I really do believe a king mentality is a man on a mission, a man who has a greater purpose than to entertain people that don't even see his value to begin with. A king prioritizes his kingdom. A king uses discernment and asks the question, how would this person actually provide value to me, my life, my mission, my future? And if things aren't adding up, you don't waste your energy thinking of why. What's wrong with me? Why doesn't she like me? How could I have done this differently for this woman to stay in my life? Imagine if your thoughts were the opposite. How could this be a blessing in disguise? How could this actually be making room in my life for my queen to enter my kingdom and not no joker?
Well, this comes down to personal ability to be able to discern the women that you're inviting into your life. Some of these women can play you for 3, 6, 12, 18, 24 months before you actually wake up and go, hang on a sec, I'm just being used as supply. And then the cracks start to appear and you see that their security and foundation of where they're going to solidify themselves is not with you. That's when you start to put your tail between your legs and go, hang on a sec, this person isn't for me. And you can be standing there believing in yourself all you like. If she's not reciprocating, it's irrelevant to what you believe. Female nature is not limited to how you think about yourself.
Or someone who's there to steal what I've worked so hard to get internally. I'm not talking about your material possessions. I'm talking about how much more valuable it is for a man to know his own worth, and how that can never be taken away from you unless you allow another person to dictate your order of operations. And the only...
She's talking about individuality, not letting your mind fall under the influence and leadership of a female.
The only reason you would do that is because you don't know how to take leadership of your own life. And you like to follow the orders of other people, even if it's not benefiting you at all. At least it's...
That sounds pretty stupid to me. That'd be a very stupid man who'd do that.
Providing you a role, providing you a purpose. And when you're the man whose role is to bake the bread for another person to find nourishment out of, and they only offer you the crumbs, but you keep coming back for the crumbs, whose fault is that?
Exactly. Okay, so she's going around in circles. It doesn't come down to what you believe, it comes down to what you discern. And you've got to work hard on your discernment, you've got to get it right, okay? Because you have to base that on the fruit that's being displayed by the person that you're with. Bit of a car chase going on out here. I can hear the screeching wheels, cops chasing the car. But I've had fantastic women, never had a fight, married, all the rest of it, and then all of a sudden the script gets flicked and it's gone, just like that. Female nature is not limited to our perception of ourselves, our performance, how good or bad we are. It's a whole realm where there are no laws. It will do what it wants, regardless of the consequences, who it's going to hurt, who it's going to harm. There are no rules anymore. There hasn't been. When you look back at Helena of Troy and all of this stuff, there's a part of female nature that bends towards evil, and there's nothing we can do about it, no matter how good we are. You'll see it in the movies. The movie, The Illusionist. The rich guy had the hot girl, but she went back to the guy that she liked. It had nothing to do with status or fame or belief or anything. Women are a breed unto themselves, unruly. They will do what they like regardless of the consequences, who it harms, who it hurts. It's got nothing to do in the long run with how much you believe in yourself.
That is your fault, because you're not the one taking ownership of how cruel your actions are. It's actually really cruel for a man to be in the mindset of needing to chase a person that shows through their own actions that they don't respect you, they don't honor you. They're using you. And a lot of women use men nowadays to validate them, validate their self-image, validate their self-worth. And there's actually zero benefit for both parties, because she's getting a boosted ego while you're being left weakened by your very own ignorance of who you are as a man and what you're capable of.
Of who you're dealing with and what they're doing to you. Okay, some of the most discerning men are some of the most unbelieving men. What we're talking about here is men that fall prey to their lust. They follow after their lust. They don't know how to turn it off. And they go down the rabbit hole of connecting with women that are offering them a certain element of supply, but only a certain amount of supply, not a full, well-rounded relationship. And they don't know how to come back out of that, which is what the Bible calls in Proverbs stupid.
A lot of women are brought up with this idea that a man's job is to chase them, that they're the prize, and that's that. And
well, to be honest, in some examples they are. Okay, in some examples they are, and that has to be respected.
I really do believe a woman can provide a man with so much value in his life if you choose wisely, because relationships can make or break you on so many different levels.
I've had relationships, so many relationships that have started well, and then I've watched them level out, and I've had to decide, is this person just going through a downturn here, or is this who this person really is? And you have to give it time, and you can check these things really quick. When I say you have to give it time, you just got to accumulate the fruit that's coming off this person and how it's performing, because a lot of women will come for the supply, the intimate supply, the company, and all the other stuff that comes with a relationship. But what you've got to look at is the long term. What's going to happen long term? A lot of people don't care if it's just 12 months supply, 6 months supply, 3 months supply. This is the new cult. It seems to be what they call the new culture, but it's been around since Sodom and Gomorrah. God don't like this convenient supply culture. That's why he flooded the earth. That's why he torched Sodom and Gomorrah. That's why people's lives go down the tubes. It's called reckless, careless sex. And so what she's trying to talk about here is the ability of a man to be able to know if he's got a good woman or not. And if he hasn't, kick it to the curb and keep searching until you find her.
Don't drain your resources on the source that could be creating lack of the abundance you hold by understanding that your energy is the prize.
The truth of the fact of the matter is some men are never going to find that woman, and good luck to those that have. And even if you do find that woman, it might only be temporary. It could be 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, but nothing is indefinite. And for those that have made it right through happily, that is a tremendous accomplishment. It's rare nowadays.
You take the idea of the person you're chasing away. What are you actually chasing that has nothing to do with their solid human suit? You're chasing a feeling they offered you, an emotion they gifted you, something that you have inside of yourself that you can activate whenever you want.
I bet you this bird's led a couple of guys down the down the track and off the cliff. I bet she's speaking from experience. Yeah, no, I don't know. No. Women are unruly. They're going to do whatever they want, regardless of what you give, take care and share, or don't give, take care and share. There's a psychology that says, you know, that if you're the worse you are, the better reaction you'll get. That'll work for a time, but you'll get sick of that. I think she might be projecting to some extent. You can query me on that. I don't know whether she's married or not, but I'm sure 100% she's broken some hearts, this girl.
But that takes too much work. But the more work you put back inside of yourself and you stop gifting it to other people, that's how you appreciate as an asset. And you are an asset in a person's life.
Well, that's basically, putting that simply, viewers, that's wisdom. And it's your job to build the wisdom that you need to understand about the choices you make and the time where you put your time.
You start prioritizing your own self-worth, your own belief in who you are, and not allowing this world to tell you who you are. Because most of the times the world is just going to be telling you the truth behind your insecurities. But your insecurities are just there to make you a better man. So don't ignore those things. Own those things. Take accountability for those things. Use them as the building blocks towards your kingdom. Make it unshakable. Make it tall and walk with pride. Walk with an air of royalty.
I'd like to see this Sheila's boyfriend. I reckon he'd have the caliber of Samson, by the way she's talking.
And this does not have to be arrogant. This could actually just be the very thing that could get you the right people in your life. When you walk with value, when you talk with virtue, and your actions just showcase honor, what then would separate you from being a king? It's your
female nature, guys. Female nature, king or not. Female nature is subject to nothing and no one.
choices. So choose differently today. Choose to take care of you. Prioritize yourself. Give back to yourself and see where that takes you. Because what it will do is put you in a powerful position of claiming yourself king. And then so it is. So I really hope in today's video, I could encourage you to look at your life, to take accountability for your actions, have clarity of the future, and use your discernment over people you so easily allow into your personal kingdom.
So there she said it right at the end, discernment. What it comes down to, your discernment capabilities. Yeah, you want to be very careful what you listen to there, guys. You can run around, think you're king shit and all the rest of it, and time's slipping through your fingers. If you're doing all the work and all the rest of it, I see the guys down the gym and that, and some of those guys are the most loneliest people I've ever seen. There's an element of risk to any relationship. There is an element of risk. Okay, and you have to take those risks. I know guys that have had their hearts broken and that was the end of it. You know, you've got to give yourself time to recover, learn from the experience, learn where you went wrong, possibly where they went wrong. Learn wisdom, listen to this stuff. I mean, you can take some stuff from there. One of the things I would warn about is just be careful about pride, because the Bible says it several times. It leads to destruction, and I thoroughly believe in humility. You've got to be humble, and humble enough to say, look, I've got a lot of work to do. I need to make myself a better man. But look, when it comes to females and relationships and that, they can check out at any moment, no matter how good or bad you are. Female nature is unruly, and it'll do what it likes. And until you can come to that conclusion, it doesn't matter what you think. Once you come to that conclusion and you realise that, then you have superhuman power, because when female nature goes wonky, there's nothing you can do about it or anybody can do about it. You've just got to be able to go, well, good for you, that's fine by me, and move on. You shouldn't have to wait till somebody kicks you to the curb or buggers your life up, or monkey branches or whatever, to go back to the gym. You should be the best version of yourself now. There's no excuses. I'll catch you on the next one, guys.